due to a variety of reasons, most notably ideal habitat and a sustainable forage base. Some bodies of water are more conducive than others when it comes to generating big fish. The lakes and inland waterway, which flows through the community of Indian River, Michigan, fit squarely in this category and recently gave up a record-breaking smallmouth bass. Those that boat through this scenic waterway can regularly spot a soft-spoken gentleman attentively focused on the end of his line. Through the summer months, Bruce Kraemer can be found daily sitting on a bench that parallels the break wall of his riverfront cottage, fishing rod in hand. Accompanied by a container of lively night crawlers, he carefully baits his hook in hopes of catching some fresh fish for the freezer. With that said, on one extraordinary evening in 2016, Bruce was on the verge of hooking up with the fish of his lifetime.
Normally I fish out here about every day and usually catch some good fish, but that day it was September 11th and I wouldn't have been here except my neighbor here, Ron, talked me into staying a little later in September to go fishing with him. And I was fishing right down the river here and thought I had a snag, thought the goby took me under a log or something, and all of a sudden it started moving. And I fought him he ran all the way up this channel, and it was a good fight.
The interesting part about this story is my wife was at the door while we live right next door, and it was about 5 o'clock on Sunday, September 11th, and she says, "Take a look at Bruce out there. His rod is just bent right over." And I said, "Well, he's probably got this log down here." So I came out, got about halfway out, and I says, "Bruce, what do you got?" He says, "Get the net." So I swung right by here and got the net, and by this time that lunker was right here by the edge of the seawall here. So I reached down, and all I could think of, and we weren't thinking state record or anything, it was just a huge fish, and all I could think of is, don't miss this fish. I took one swipe, got it, brought it up on shore, and as Bruce said, that's when he said, "You know, I think," he loves fish, he says, "I think I'll fillet that right now."
Come again?
"I think I'll fillet that right now."
You heard right. Bruce was actually going to fillet that magnificent fish. And truth be told, if it wasn't for his next door neighbor, Ron, that would have been the end of the story right there.
We took it down to Ken's for an official weigh-in, the DNR marine biologist and I, and he came up from Gaylord, and we went into the back door of Ken's and weighed it on their official scale.
To qualify for a state record, your catch must have been taken by legal Michigan sport fishing methods, then weighed on a commercial scale and verified by a Michigan DNR fisheries biologist. Bruce Kraemer's monster smallmouth weighed in at a whopping 9.98 pounds and measured a length of 23 inches, surpassing the previous record by 66/100ths of a pound. I'm not sure Bruce actually realizes the magnitude of his accomplishment and how much he's envied by others who wet a line in the Mitten State. But I am certain of one thing: he loves Indian River.
We've been coming here since '63. I love the quietness and the good fishing here, and I love the community. It's a good bunch of people.
I totally agree with Bruce. Honestly, if you're interested in catching an average of quality-sized smallmouths, you need to treat yourself and come fish the lakes around Indian River, Michigan. Not only does this region grow giants, this is without a doubt a fisherman-friendly community offering a variety of accommodations to suit your needs. Conventional hotels with pool and plenty of parking, clean mom-and-pop owned motels who personally go out of their way to cater to their guests, comfortable cabins, some even riverside with boat docking and boat rental. You can find a map and an entire accommodations listing on the Indian River Tourist Bureau website. So check it out and check in, and be sure to tell them Hook and Look sent you.